All right, so today we are going deep diving into online betting in Niger. You've given us some great sources, rankings, reviews, like the whole shebang, and
Right.
we're here to help you figure out which site might be the best fit for you. So,
Yeah, and it's a really booming world too.
yeah.
Ever since the national lottery was legalized back in 2005, the online betting industry in Niger has just exploded.
Hmm.
And technology's been a huge game changer.
For sure, for sure. Speaking of game changers, I was checking out this top 10 best betting sites in Niger list, and one thing that jumped out at me was 1xBet. They're listed as the best crypto betting site. And get this, they have a maximum withdrawal limit of $3,000. I mean, that's
Yeah.
a serious chunk of change. Makes you wonder who's winning that big in Niger.
Yeah, that's definitely a good sign of their financial stability, which is actually a key factor in their BBAI score,
Mm-hmm.
the Betting Business Analysis Index. You can think of it like a credit score for betting sites.
Yeah.
The higher the score, the more reliable and trustworthy the site tends to be.
Okay, so BBAI is important, but couldn't a site potentially game the system to get a good score? Like maybe they offer amazing customer service for a while just to boost their rating.
Yeah, that's a good question. While it's not impossible, the BBAI takes into account a lot of different factors.
Hmm.
Reputation, financial history, customer feedback over time. So it's not just like a snapshot. It's more like a long-term assessment.
Got it. So it's a good starting point, but always smart to do your own research too, especially when it comes to security. I know our sources emphasize the importance of licensing.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
You want to make sure you're playing on a level playing field, right? In Niger, the National Lottery Regulatory Commission is the body that oversees the industry.
Right.
They issue licenses and make sure sites are operating legally and ethically.
So licensed by the commission check. Now let's dive into some specific sites. I was really interested in these in-depth reviews of Betano and Bet9ja. They both seem like heavy hitters in the Nigerian betting scene. Betano boasts about having over 30 different sports you can bet on, which is pretty impressive. They also have this bet builder feature that lets you create your own customized bets for football. Sounds perfect for diehard fans who want to get really strategic.
Yeah, Betano is definitely aiming for that comprehensive approach. But don't count out Bet9ja. They've had a long history in Niger, and they're known for offering over 1,000 live games per month. Plus, their mobile app is super well regarded for being user-friendly.
Ooh, good call on the mobile app. Mobile betting is definitely having its moment, and it seems like some sites are really going all out to attract mobile users with special bonuses. The source mentioned NetBet offering a 100% bonus up to 100,000 NGN just for using their app. And then there's Betway with their free bets and spins for mobile players.
It's all about convenience these days. People want to be able to place a bet wherever they are, whenever they want. But here's the thing. Even with all these flashy bonuses and features, don't forget to compare the odds.
Right. Odds are king no matter how slick the app is.
Exactly. Even seemingly small differences in odds can have a big impact on your winnings over time. It's worth shopping around and seeing who's offering the best value for your Naira.
Makes sense. It's like comparing prices at different supermarkets. Sometimes that little bit of effort can save you a lot of money. Speaking of getting your heart racing, let's talk about live betting. This is where things get really exciting.
I knew you'd be eager to get to this part. Live betting adds a whole new dimension to the experience. You're not just placing a bet and waiting. You're reacting to the game in real time, making decisions on the fly as the odds shift. It's almost like playing a video game.
I love that analogy. And it's not just the thrill of the moment either. Live betting can be very strategic. You have to think on your feet and adapt to what's happening in the game.
Well, it definitely sharpens your analytical skills. And the fact that several sites in Niger offer live streaming makes it even more immersive. The source specifically mentioned Betway, Bet365, and Bet9ja as having strong live streaming options.
So you can literally watch the action unfold as you're placing your bets. That's awesome. All right, before we get too carried away with the excitement of live betting, let's talk about some of the practical aspects of online betting in Niger, like bonuses. I saw that 1xBet has a welcome bonus of up to 291,200 in USD, and BC Game offers up to 300,000. But I know there's always more to the story with bonuses.
You're right to be cautious. Those big numbers are enticing, but you absolutely have to understand the wagering requirements that come attached.
Okay, so for our listener who might not be familiar with wagering requirements, break it down for us. What do we need to know?
Basically, a wagering requirement means you have to bet a certain amount of money before you can withdraw any winnings you've made from the bonus.
Yeah.
Let's say you get a $100,000 bonus with a 10x wagering requirement. That means you'd have to bet a total of €1,000 before you could cash out any winnings from that bonus money.
Ah, so it's not just free money you can pocket right away. There are strings attached.
Exactly. And some sites have really high wagering requirements, which can make it tough to actually benefit from the bonus. So always read the fine print before you get swayed by a big bonus offer.
Solid advice. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement, but it's important to be smart about it. So we've talked about getting free money, but what about getting your own WN money in and out of these betting sites? What are the payment options like in Niger?
Well, the good news is most top sites in Niger offer a good mix of options. You've got your classic credit and debit cards. Visa and MasterCard are pretty much universal.
Reliable, but maybe not the most cutting edge. What else is out there?
For those who prefer something faster, potentially more private, there are e-wallets like PayPal, Skrill, and Neteller.
Ah, yes. The digital wallets are becoming more and more popular.
They are. And for those who prefer a more local touch, there's also OPay, which has a huge network of agents across Niger. It's a convenient way to deposit cash and get started quickly.
So lots of choices. It's great that there are options to suit different preferences and levels of tech savviness. Now, one thing I always look for when I'm checking out any online service, whether it's betting or something else, is good customer support. I'm a firm believer in reading reviews and seeing how a company treats its customers. What's the customer support scene like in the Nigerian betting world?
You're asking the right questions. And I'm happy to say that customer support is becoming a bigger priority for betting sites in Niger. They're realizing that it's not just about flashy features, it's about building trust and loyalty.
It makes a difference, right? If something goes wrong or you have a question, you want to know there's someone you can turn to.
Absolutely. And the top sites are really stepping up their game. They're offering multiple channels of support, live chat, email, and even phone support in some cases. They're also focusing on faster response times and making sure their customer service agents are actually helpful and knowledgeable.
That's reassuring to hear. Good customer service is such a vital part of any online experience. All right, before we move on, I want to touch on something that's super important to me. Responsible gambling.
Couldn't agree more. It's all too easy to get caught up in the excitement, especially with live betting and those constantly changing odds. But it's crucial to remember that betting should be enjoyable, not a source of stress or financial problems.
Right. Like anything else in life, moderation is key.
Exactly. And the good news is that the top betting sites in Niger are taking responsible gambling seriously. They offer features like deposit limits so you can control how much you're spending, and self-exclusion options, which allow you to take a break from betting if you need to.
Those are fantastic features to have. It's like having a safety net built right into the system.
That's a great way to put it. And beyond the betting sites themselves, there are also a lot of resources available in Niger for anyone who might be struggling with gambling addiction. Organizations that offer support and guidance.
It's so important to remember that there's no shame in seeking help if you need it. There are people who care and want to support you.
Absolutely. And the fact that these resources are becoming more widely available in Niger is a really positive sign. It shows that the industry is maturing and there's a growing awareness of the importance of responsible gambling.
So it's a collective effort to create a safer and more sustainable betting environment for everyone involved. That's definitely something worth celebrating.
It is. And it's something to keep in mind as we continue to explore this exciting world of online betting. In Niger, responsible gambling is the foundation for a positive and enjoyable experience.
It's great to see that responsible gambling is being taken seriously. But even when you're being responsible, I imagine it can be tricky to resist those massive bonuses some sites offer. We talked about 1xBet's 291,200 bonus and BC Games 300,000 bonus. It's hard not to be tempted by those kinds of numbers.
Oh, I get it. They're definitely eye-catching. But, remember what we said earlier? Those tempting offers often come with wagering requirements. That can be tough to meet.
Right. We talked about wagering requirements before, but I think it's worth diving a little deeper. What are some of the common pitfalls people fall into when it comes to these requirements?
Well, one common mistake is just focusing on the bonus amount without paying attention to the wagering multiple. Like a 100,000 baht bonus with a 5x wagering requirement is very different from a 50,000 bonus with a 15x requirement. You might actually end up having to bet a lot more to actually see any of those winnings.
Yeah, so it's like a hidden cost almost. You think you're getting all this free money, but you might end up spending way more than you anticipated just to unlock it.
Exactly. And another thing to watch out for is the time limit.
Oh, okay.
Many bonuses come with an expiration date, meaning you have to meet those wagering requirements within a certain number of days or weeks.
Oh, wow. So you can't just take your time and casually meet those requirements.
Nope. It adds a layer of pressure. And sometimes certain types of bets won't even count towards the wagering requirements. For example, some sites might exclude bets placed on very low odds or bets made using bonus funds.
That's good to know. It seems like the devil really is in the details with these bonuses. So what's your advice? How can our listener make sure they're not getting tricked by a bonus that seems too good to be true?
Always read the terms and conditions thoroughly before you claim any bonus. Look for things like the wagering multiple, the time limit, and any restrictions on the types of bets that qualify.
Okay, so informed consent is key when it comes to bonuses. Got it. Now let's shift gears a bit and talk about something that's just as important, actually getting your money in and out of these betting sites. What are the payment options like in Niger?
Well, as we touched on before, there's a good range of options to choose from. You've got your traditional methods like credit and debit cards, which are widely accepted and generally reliable.
Those are the old faithfuls, right? But what about for people who prefer something a bit more modern or tech-savvy?
Yeah, that's where e-wallets come in. Services like PayPal, Skrill, and the Teller are becoming increasingly popular in Niger. They're known for being fast, secure, and often more private than traditional bank transfers.
And for those who might not be comfortable with online transactions, are there any offline options available?
Absolutely. The rise of mobile money in Africa has led to some really innovative solutions. We mentioned OPay earlier, which is a popular choice in Niger. You can easily deposit and withdraw funds through their network of agents.
So there's really something for everyone, whether you're a tech enthusiast or prefer a more traditional approach. Speaking of preferences, I'm curious, are there any betting sites in Niger that cater to specific interests? Like, are there sites that focus on a particular sport or type of betting?
That's an interesting question. While most sites offer a wide range of sports and betting options, there are definitely some that lean towards certain niches. For example, some sites might be known for their extensive coverage of football, while others might specialize in esports or virtual sports.
Oh, esports. That's a rapidly growing market.
It is, and it's attracting a whole new generation of bettors. Some sites are also starting to focus more on live casino games, which offer a more immersive experience than traditional online casino games.
Live casino games. That's a great point. I can see how that would appeal to people who miss the social aspect of going to a physical casino. You get that real-time interaction with dealers and other players.
Exactly. It adds a layer of excitement and authenticity to the online experience.
Okay, so we've talked about bonuses, payment options, and even niche betting sites, but I think it's important to step back for a moment and consider the bigger picture. What are some of the broader trends shaping the online betting industry in Niger?
One major trend is the increasing focus on mobile optimization. As we discussed earlier, mobile betting is on the rise, and sites are investing heavily in creating seamless and user-friendly mobile apps.
It's all about convenience and accessibility, right? People want to be able to bet on the go wherever they are.
Exactly. And with the increasing penetration of smartphones in Niger, this trend is only going to accelerate. Another key trend is the rise of in-play betting, which we talked about earlier.
Live betting is definitely a game changer.
It is. And it's becoming increasingly sophisticated, with sites offering more and more in-play betting markets and features like live streaming and real-time stats.
So it's not just about placing a bet before the game starts anymore. You can literally react to every twist and turn of the action.
Exactly. And this adds a whole new layer of excitement and strategy to the betting experience.
It's fascinating to see how technology is shaping the industry and creating new possibilities for bettors. But with all these advancements, it's more important than ever to stay informed and make smart choices.
Absolutely. Knowledge is power, especially in the world of online betting. The more you understand the nuances of the industry, the better equipped you'll be to make informed decisions that are right for you.
So as we wrap up this part of our deep dive, what's one piece of advice you'd give to our listener who's eager to explore the world of online betting in Niger?
Do your research. Don't just jump in blindly. Explore different sites, compare their offerings, read reviews, and pay close attention to those terms and conditions, especially when it comes to bonuses.
Great advice. Informed betting is the best kind of betting. Now let's take a quick break, and when we come back, we'll wrap things up with some final thoughts and a provocative question to leave you pondering. Okay, we are back. And, I feel like we have covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. We've talked about everything from BBAI scores to live betting strategies to even the rise of mobile money in the betting world.
Yeah, it's been a really whirlwind tour of the Nigerian online betting scene. But that's what these deep dives are all about, right? Giving you that concise yet comprehensive look at a topic.
Exactly. We've done the digging, so you don't have to. But
Yeah.
I'm curious, what stands out to you the most from all this information? What surprised you, or what do you think our listeners should really take to heart?
Honestly, what impresses me the most is how the Nigerian betting scene isn't just copying what's happening elsewhere.
Yeah.
It's really evolving in its own unique way, adapting to the specific needs and preferences of the local market. The focus on mobile optimization, the integration of local payment solutions pay the emphasis on customer support, it all points to a very dynamic and forward-thinking industry.
Yeah, I totally agree. It's exciting to see a market that's not just following the crowd, but forging its own path.
Now, for our listener who's been absorbing all this knowledge, what's the one piece of advice you'd give them as they start exploring this world of online betting in Niger?
Don't be afraid to shop around. The beauty of online betting is that you have options. Explore different platforms, compare odds, read reviews, experiment with different features. Find what works best for you and your betting style. I love that. It's all about finding the right fit. And of course, always remember to bet responsibly.
Absolutely. Responsible betting is the key to a fun and sustainable experience.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of online betting in Niger, we leave you with this final thought-provoking question. Think about all the factors we've discussed, the features, the trends, the opportunities. What aspect of the Nigerian betting scene intrigues you the most and why?
Let us know on social media. We'd love to hear your thoughts.
Until next time, happy betting, and may the odds be ever in your favor.